Hello and welcome back to coffee tasting. So today we've gone al fresco, or actually we're sitting outside. Yeah, you can hear a bit of traffic, but you know what? With a beautiful blue sky and the winds and all the rest of it, actually we thought we'd come and sit outside. Now we've gone to Kew Gardens today, and if you've been watching videos on our other channel, London Visited, you'll know that we've been there for various bits and pieces. And on the way back to the station, I said to Jade, tell you what, let's go for a drink, which he was really up for. So we thought we'll go and try a coffee shop at Kew Gardens. Now, if you remember back to when we did the Christmas lights here at Kew Gardens, I went into a coffee shop, which is just over and down the road called Macaron. And we tried the coffee there. And if I remember rightly, it wasn't too bad. Anyway, I'll put a link to that at the back. But if you're coming up to Kew Gardens, there's a few coffee shops here. There's that Macaron, which is an independent. There's Gale's, which is not an independent at all. And you've got Starbucks as well. So you know us, we like to do the independent stuff. So I've got a coffee, and also really have treated myself. Here, I've got a treacle tart with walnuts. So not very good if you're nut allergy, but for the treacle tart, and it's been warmed up, and cream as well. I will be tucking into that later. We've had lots of feedback from videos that I've done in the past, which has said, Steve, that's great that you've had the coffee. Can you tell us what the food's like? So we're actually going to combine the whole two, but it's still a coffee channel, all right? So just hasten to add that, it's still a coffee channel, and just keeping that bit going there. Right, before I start, I've got a couple of thank yous. If you're a regular watcher of the channel, you'll know that I put a QR code at the end called Buy Me a Coffee. And I'd like to say a massive thank you to more people that have bought me a coffee. Paula and Al out in America. There you go, there the motorbike go. Out in Chattanooga, can I just say a massive thank you to you guys for buying me coffees, and a number of coffees of that. And also a big hello as well to Rhonda and Matt, and you've bought me coffees as well. So I'm looking forward to drinking those over the coming weeks. So that is brilliant. And don't forget, if you also want to buy me a coffee and want to get a name check in the video, please, just all you need to do is scan the QR code at the end and you can buy us a coffee here on London Visited Coffee. Right, another thing, just as an apology, didn't get a video up last week because I hadn't been out and about for filming, hence getting this one in, and we've got a video coming back, so hopefully we'll get back to a normal routine. So a massive thank you for bearing with us on that. So how about that? We're 2.5 minutes in and I haven't even had a coffee yet. If you're a regular watcher of London Visited, this will come as no surprise to you whatsoever. So anyway, this is the first of our coffees outside this year, and long may the weather stay as it is. Right. So, before we go for the black Americano, all types of coffees here. They do all sorts of snacks, food. So if you're coming to Kew, I would recommend, because actually price-wise, it's going to be cheaper to buy a coffee and get a decent one. Well, hopefully it's decent outside of Kew Gardens, and it is in Kew. And once again, it's right by the station. So you can come and grab that as you're going back to the station after. And we're going to do our normal assessment, which is based on the aroma, the acidity, the sweetness, the body, and also the finish as well. So we really are finding those great coffee shops, places to have coffee when you're in London. Right, shall we do it? Yes. Jaden says, hurry up and get on with it. You're wasting your time. Right, and it's not just coffee, we're going to do the treacle tart in a minute as well. Right, so let's go for the coffee. As you can see, coffee is in China. Oh, thank goodness for that. You know my thoughts on that. When it comes out in a paper cup, that just sort of ruins it. And Luana, you're right, I ought to be docking points for that in the future. So let's go for the aroma. Now, this is quite interesting because I've got a slightly sniffly nose, so let's see what aroma I can pick up on this one. Might have to max points it. Right, so let's... Oh, yeah, I can certainly pick up the aroma on that one. That is lovely. I would say that's a sort of a nutty smell on that one for the aroma. That's a really nice aroma as well. Cool, I'm going to give that a 4. I'm going to give that a 4 for aroma right off the start. So that's 4 out of 5 on aroma there. And as you can tell, sitting outside, we've got a nice crosswind. So that's going to cool down the coffee nice and quick as well. Right, let's go for the acidity and the sweetness next, before the serviettes and everything blow away. Oh, now that is really nice. That's really smooth. There's a little bit of acidity, but it disappears really quick. So that is really nice. Sweetness, there's a little hint of sweetness on there, which is just perfect for me. So sweetness, I'm going to give that a 4. Acidity, do you know what? That is just perfect. It's there a little bit, and then it disappears really quick. I'm just going to try the acidity again. Perfect excuse to try the coffee. That is absolutely delicious. I'm going to give the acidity 5 because for me that is absolutely perfect. So yeah, that is really nice. Right, next bit we're going to do is the body. So how is it body wise? So let's now body wise it falls down a little bit here. I've had a better bodied coffee before where it feels a little bit thicker, but it's nowhere near the watery consistency of some of the stuff that I've drunk in previous videos. So, body-wise, I'm only going to give that a 3. We'll wait for the motorbike. I think the motorbike's just going up and down, actually. I think it knows it's on video and wants to be on there. So, I'm going to give the body a 3 on that one, which is a shame, but the finish is as smooth as anything. That finish is absolutely glorious. And in fact, I'm going to give that a 5. So, in total, this is not going to be a bad coffee, you know. Don't forget, anything above 16 or 17 is a good coffee. Anything above 20 is an amazing coffee. And for this one, we've got 10, 17, 21. 21 out of 25, which makes this an absolute superb coffee. And I'm going to have to dig out macaron and then find out what score I gave them. I've got a funny feeling it was about 16 or 17, but anyway, we'll put that in the video below and we will attach that at the end. So coffee wise, this is absolutely beautiful. So if you're coming down here to Kip, I'm just going to make sure I've added that up right. I have added that up right. Well, I often get it wrong. So that's 21 out of 25, so that's good for the coffee. Right, should we go for the treacle? Yeah, let's go for the treacle tart. If you haven't got a sweet tooth, avoid the treacle tart like the plague because you ain't going to like it, okay? God, how Essexy did that sound? You ain't going to like it. I'm getting all sorts of nods and all the rest of it from my cameraman. Thanks, Jaden. You did a fantastic job. And lovely to have you doing that. Right, let me just finish off the coffee because that's just glorious. Because if I don't finish off the coffee, once I've had that, this is going to taste like, well, just drinking sugar. The only thing I would say about the coffee is the portion. It's quite a small cup, as you can see. So a very, very small cup on that one. But coffee is just phenomenal, so that's really good. Right, should we do it? Come on then. Right, so the best way to have treacle tart, if you've not had treacle tart before, and if you haven't had treacle tart, where have you been? Unless of course you haven't got a sweet tooth. So warm it up. So this is, oh God, it's just falling apart under the fork. Warming it up. This is London coffee, London visited coffee and desserts. Oh, how was your chocolate cake? Because you've had chocolate cake, Jaden. What was your chocolate cake like?
Well, I've had finer.
Oh, you've had better?
I think it's because I'm not a big fan of the richer.
Right, okay, so it's too sweet for you.
Yeah, it was very empowering.
Yeah,
like,
okay. So Jaden had the chocolate cake, which was a little bit disappointing. The only thing I'm going to say about this is a little portion of cream. I love my cream. Go on, go for your...
I was just zooming in.
Yeah, just zoom in on your chocolate cake. Crumbs from the chocolate cake. Was that quite dry?
It was really.
So the sponge was quite dry?
Yeah, it wasn't the best.
God, that's really thick chocolate on it as well.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Really thick layer of chocolate.
It wasn't my finest one, but the milkshake makes up for it. Their chocolate milkshake is officially amazing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, that's good. There you go.
23 out of 25.
23 out of 25. Jaden gives it the full seal of approval. Right, so have a little focus on that one then. So you can see the treacle. There you go. Nice close up on that, and the cream on it as well. Now, what's it going to be like? That's the question. Right, ready? Ah.
Possibly the one I used the last
Oh my God. Now, that's treacle tart. The pastry at the bottom, the base, isn't crisp. It's a little bit chewy, but not chewy to the point at which you're thinking, oh my God, it's still in my mouth and I've got rid of the treacle. So that's fine. The treacle itself has got some sort of zest in it because there is definitely a touch of citrus in there, which actually makes it just a little bit of a kick, which makes it glorious. And with the walnuts interspensed in there as well, it's fantastic. And with the cream. The only problem is I've got to run out of cream in a minute because I do like to smother it in cream. So, yeah, I really like that. That is glorious. Right. So, this is the Kew Greenhouse Cafe, which is by Kew Gardens Underground Station, which is nice and easy to get to. So if you come to Kew Gardens, I would recommend either coming in here first or coming in here after for your food, because it really is nice. Coffee was excellent, a 21 out of 25. The treacle tart was delicious. Avoid the chocolate cake, as Jaden said, very, very sweet, but also very, very dry, but a very good chocolate milkshake. So if you like milkshakes, definitely a good one on that one. A massive thank you for watching. Also, once again, a massive thank you to Al and Paula, and also to Rhonda and Matt for your buying me a coffee. Really, really appreciate it. And at the back of this video, I'm going to leave the last time we were down here at Kew Gardens doing a coffee tasting with a coffee shop over the road, which is called Macaron, I believe it is, and that's up in the top right hand corner. So if you have a look over there, the video's on the right hand side, click on that, and I'll see you in there for another coffee. Catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.